Hello friends, welcome back. Previous lecture we discussed Pauli's exclusion principle and Arco principle. Pauli's exclusion principle says that no two electrons of an orbital can have all four quantum values the same, right? And Arco principle, in the building up of an atom, the differentiating electron prefers to enter the orbital having lowest energy, that is lower entry cell value. If there are orbitals which are having same entry cell value, then we will go ahead with orbital having lower n value. Done. Now we are going ahead with a wonderful concept, Hund's rule. Hund's rule, this is a bare minimum rule, or this is the most important rule for writing electronic configuration. In next class we learn how to write electronic configuration. So now let us start with this rule. What does Hund say? Hund says whenever the degenerated orbitals are available, whenever the degenerated orbitals are available, the taking pair of electrons. What? Taking pair of electrons. Yes. How many electrons are there in an orbital? Two electrons. 2 means a pair. Means orbital can have one pair of electrons. One orbital can contain one pair of electrons. Then when does the pairing up of electron takes place? Is the concept explained by Hund. Hund says that whenever the degenerated orbitals are available. What are degenerated orbitals? Degenerated orbitals are orbitals having same energy. What? Yes, orbitals having same energy. We see P subshell carries 3 orbitals, Px, Py, Pz, right? Orbitals having same energy means that P subshell carrying the electrons Px, Py, Pz. In Px, Py, Pz orbitals, all those 3 orbitals Px, Py, Pz are having same energies. Orbitals having same energies. Same energies in the sense those orbitals will be named as degenerated orbitals. Degenerated orbitals, right? Whenever the degenerated orbitals are available, means whenever the electron starts to enter into either P, D or F, because P has 3 orientations, or P can accommodate 6 electrons, D can accommodate 10 electrons, and while F can accommodate 14 electrons. F can accommodate 14 electrons. What about S? S has only one orbital. Then how can we define degeneracy in the case of S? In the case of S, we can't define degeneracy. Degeneracy can only be defined in case of P, D and F orbitals. Yes. Whenever the degenerated orbitals are available, the taking pair of electrons or the pairing up of electrons takes place after all the degenerated orbitals are half filled. What? Whenever the degenerated orbitals are available, the taking pair of electrons takes place after all the degenerated orbitals are half filled. What do you mean by half filled? See, boron 5. Boron 5 has, what is the configuration of boron? 1s2, 2s2, 2p1. 2p1 has 3 degenerated orbitals, right? Yes. When must the electron pair up? In boron it has only one electron, so it need not pair up, right? It will not. Only one electron, how can it become a pair? Single electron cannot pair up. In carbon, we see 2p2. 2p2 means p orbital contains 2 electrons. How will p orbital carry 2 electrons? Is this the fashion to carry new electron? That is 1 and 2? No. What does Hund say? Whenever the degenerated orbitals are available, the taking pair of electron takes place after all the degenerated orbitals are half filled, means pairing of electrons will take place only after every orbital have one electron, right? Yes. So is this configuration, is this way of writing electron configuration right? No, this is wrong notation and this is right in accordance with Hund's rule. Then what about nitrogen? There are 3 electrons. Then how can we write like this? No, we can't write like this because it doesn't obey Hund's rule. What does Hund's rule say? Whenever the degenerate orbitals are available, taking pair of electrons takes place after all the degenerate orbitals are half filled. See, once these are arranged in each p orbital has one electron, or each p orbital is containing one electron each. Now the p orbital is completely half filled. Means p orbital, the degenerate orbitals of p subshell are completely half filled. Can the pairing up takes place now? Yes. That's the reason why in oxygen 2p4 you can see where will the pairing up takes place, from here, right? Here the electron is paired up. Electron will pair up only after all the orbitals are half filled. Done. Now see, in accordance with Hund's rule, electronic configuration having fully half filled, fully filled or fully half filled degenerated orbitals is relatively more stable. What? More stable. Why? Previously we discussed spin quantum number. There electrons here, if the orbital is completely half filled, it will have all the spins balanced, or it will have only unidirectional spins. If the orbitals are fully filled, the spins will be balanced. Means energy will be less. Once energy is less, stability is high. So that is the reason why nitrogen is more stable than carbon and oxygen. We see generally we need, and nitrogen will form triple bond which requires very high energies to break it. But it is not the case with carbon and oxygen. Why? This is the reason. It has a configuration which has fully half filled degenerate orbitals. That is the reason why it is more stable than its neighboring elements, that is oxygen and carbon. Okay? Yes. Now we are going to discuss another important topic, that is anomalous configuration of chromium and copper. Chromium, in general, the chromium's atomic number is 24. Chromium's atomic number being 24, it has a configuration of 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 3p4. Once again, remember the Hund's rule. All atoms want to be stable, right? Yes. All atoms want to be stable. To acquire stability, does this configuration permit? No. Configuration having fully half-filled subshells is more stable than the neighboring configurations, right? Yes. Then chromium would like to attain stability, then what should it do? It will transfer one of its own electron from 4s to 3d4. So the anomalous configuration of chromium is 4s1 3d5. 4s1 3d5. Is there any loss of electron? We have gained one electron, we have lost an electron. Is it gain or loss of electron? No, it is just a transfer of electron or interatomic transfer. So no problem. Now same funda will apply to copper, and copper also has an anomalous configuration of 4s1 3d10. General electron configuration of copper is 4s2 3d9. Atomic number is 29. General electronic configuration is 4s2 3d9. To attain stability, fully filled or fully half filled are more stable, right? Yes. For attaining fully filled shells, that is why the electron is being transferred from 4s to 3d, and the atomic configuration of copper is 4s1 3d10. Okay guys, done. We are ending this session, and now we can, as usual, you will find the notes in the Telegram channel. And now if you want any other concepts to be explained, please mention them in the comment section. I will take up those concepts. And now I will be giving you my WhatsApp number for any queries or any other concern, for any other subject queries, any other subject related queries. You can text me there and I will be available for you. This is my WhatsApp number. Just a minute. This is my WhatsApp number and I will be available there to clarify your doubts. So please don't hesitate if you are having any doubts. Thank you.